Halloween is almost upon us, my favorite damn time of the year. I love Halloween, but unfortunately, I haven't had time to talk about much horror this October on my channel. I apologize for that deeply. I'm a huge horror fan. It's my #1 favorite genre. I mean, I love all movies, but horror just has that real soft spot for me. It's nostalgic. I grew up with it. I was always a creepy little damn kid. Now I'm your creepy uncle. And I'm going to talk about horror right now. Better late than never. I've still got a few days, so I'm going to pump out as much horror content as possible and maybe even just review the new Halloween, which I should be watching tomorrow. The new one with Jamie Lee Curtis, the direct sequel to the very first one from the 70s. So if I watch that, I'll try and get the review up in time before Halloween or right on Halloween. And worst case, at least I want to do a video to recommend some Halloween movies that you should watch this year and some of my personal horror favorites that come to mind. I'll do maybe like a top 5 or a top 10. I don't know yet. I'll think about it. But right now, we're talking about Stephen King. We're talking about Stephen King's Pet Sematary. They've remade this. Now, last year, 2017, was a great year for Stephen King adaptations. We had the new It, and we also had Gerald's Game. So an original film and a remake. Now, one thing about remakes that I cannot stomach is when they do it exactly the damn same as the original. If it was successful once, if it freaked us out once, if it had some big twists or surprised the hell out of us, whatever that, reaction was, it's not going to happen a second time if you do it exactly the same. I love when they do a remake or they just use a movie as influence, or they base it upon something, or they just twist things around completely and make a lot of changes, such as The Evil Dead. I love that remake because it was so different. For starters, it was a female lead character, not a male. They went to the cabin for different reasons. Yes, there was still a lot of similarities that had to stay in there. A lot of classic things like the Necronomicon book. They had the whole camera going through the forest and things like that. Like, things definitely were there that were linked to the original, but they made it fresh. They put their own twist on it, and I loved that, and I love when they do that. Holy shit, that end chainsaw scene was incredible. Nobody saw that coming, so that's probably one of my favorite horror remakes of all time. I think they really hit the nail on the head with that one. Now, I know a lot of diehard fans are going to be arguing with me and hating me right now because there's a lot of diehard Evil Dead fans out there, and without Bruce Campbell, they believe there's no Evil Dead. But hey, you can still watch those movies and love them. I still do, but you just have to appreciate the new stuff as well. Like, I know some hardcore fans just can't tolerate the fact that they used that sacred name of that movie that was so awesome back then, The Evil Dead. But, as long as we're treated to entertainment and as long as they do it right, then we all win. And the hardcore fans, this is where things get really strange with remakes. The hardcore fans don't appreciate remakes that are done differently because they're so attached to the original film that they want it done exactly the same. But then they're going to hate it anyway because they're so attached to the original. They're not going to like the remake anymore because it has different actors. Things might be a little bit different. The cinematography might be different. It might be directed a little bit differently. So they're never going to like it as much. Those diehard fans are in a lose-lose situation. So just be a bit more open-minded and appreciate when directors and movie studios try something different and kind of reboot or reimagine a classic. That's what I like, because the way that I see it, something like The Lost Boys, you're not going to be able to remake The Lost Boys now. It's going to be better than the original. No damn way, but I'd appreciate a fresh twist, because there's some movies that just, you can't make them any better. They've already succeeded. They've been there, they've done that. They're still here with us, and in a way, I just appreciate a fresh look on movies. Anyway, before I keep rambling on about remakes, that's just my personal opinion on them. We're here to talk about Pet Sematary. I love Stephen King. I grew up with all of his movies. Some people can't stand some of his newer movies because they're so slow. It's just a very slow burn experience. But it's just, there's just the atmosphere, the creepiness, and reading his books and sort of really appreciating the detail in his stories. I love most of them. There's a couple there that I'm not a big fan of, but all of the old ones from the 80s, 90s, absolutely love them. Some of the new ones, like, you know, they don't have that same rewatchable appeal to them, but I still appreciate everything the man does. He's brilliant. Now, Pet Sematary, something I grew up with, and something that freaked me out when I was younger. Nothing ever scared me, not even Freddy Krueger, really. Freddy Krueger, the original, was a bit creepy, just because I was so goddamn young, and I thought that if I fall asleep, that's actually going to happen. I'm going to, you know, see if Freddy comes into my dreams, he's actually going to be able to hurt me. As a kid, your brain operates differently. You believe these sorts of things. You don't understand that it's just entertainment. It's people acting. I just thought that was actually going to happen. So, Freddy Krueger, a little bit creepy, but even more creepier, not so much on a horror scale, was Zelda in Pet Sematary, the original. Just something about that woman, which was actually played by a male actor. Just something, it was just something so creepy about it. Maybe I was just young. Like, I rewatched the original Pet Sematary recently, which I definitely will review for everyone, and I'll definitely review part 2 as well before the remake. So we'll revisit the old ones and then we'll watch the new one, which comes out next April. So I'm not even going to see it before Halloween or anywhere near Halloween, unfortunately, this year. But Zelda, just something about it creeped me out. I just remember as a kid, like vaguely, I can't remember exactly whether I hid away or closed my eyes or ran away or what I did. I just remember it creeped me the hell out. Not in a scary way, but more in a kind of just the way she's being fed by this little child, and just like she's just so creepy. I just something, it was more of like a disgusted feeling or something as a kid. I don't know, maybe because I've had such a vivid imagination. I could always place myself in scenarios and in like movies or games. That's probably why I love games and movies so much, because it's such an escape for me, and I can actually kind of teleport myself into that time and place, that scenario, and actually feel like I'm one with that universe. Same sort of thing, I think, happened with Zelda. I just imagined myself as a kid, which I was a kid when I was watching this movie, because I was always watching things that I shouldn't have been all the time. I had a video shop that was just around the corner from my house, and I just used to hire. They used to let me hire anything that I wanted. So, and my parents didn't particularly care, and if they did, I'd sort of watch the really bad stuff when they went to bed. But anyway, Zelda, just something about that entire scene just made me shiver. Maybe I just thought as a kid, if that was me, how I'd feel and things like that, I could just transport myself into there. But I wonder how they're going to do that, or even if they'll have that in the new Pet Sematary here. But anyway, I feel like I'm getting off track and babbling too much. We're here to see the trailer, so let's watch the new Pet Sematary trailer. Comes out next year in April, unfortunately, so it's a long wait, but I've been such a busy man. I was supposed to do this the day that it came out, the day that I viewed it, but I just couldn't do it. I've just been too busy with my personal life and other things happening. There's so many games to play. There's so many bands to watch. There's so many things to do and people to catch up with, plus working, plus training. It's crazy. Plus cooking for yourself. Like, I just, can go on and on. I'll make a separate video and just go on and on about, the things that are happening in my life. But anyway, here it is. Let's check out the brand new Pet Sematary.
So many trees.
It's beautiful, right?
It's definitely not Boston.
Here we go.
Okay, so what do you think?
Wow. This whole place is ours?
I even got him to throw in a whole forest as a new backyard.
Oh! So that same damn road with the busy trucks. Well, that same damn busy road with the damn trucks. Why would you live there? The original was ridiculous. I just rewatched it. It's like these trucks just zooming across this road. You'd never move your young family there. Well, this is a bit different. Creepy children. Maybe kind of like a Children of the Corn type vibe going on here. Eh? Taking their dead pets into the cemetery there so they come alive and come and kill the parents.
something else.
Oh, John Lithgow, awesome! Love that guy.
The ground is bad. Maybe
Great music.
just some crazy folk tale. There is something up in those woods.
What I'm seeing right now is, apart from the children in the woods,
It brings things back.
it looks way too similar to the original. Yeah, Scalpel. The high school student that tried to kill himself or was injured and died and then
Dead is better.
came to the father in visions. Well, not visions, or, well, some sort of visions. Whether he actually saw him or not is debatable. April! Alright, I gotta be honest, I'm worried. I don't have that kind of enthusiastic feeling, that excited feeling like I did when I heard about Gerald's Game, and also when I saw the trailers for Stephen King's It remake. You know, they made so many changes with Pennywise, with the story. It wasn't... They had pretty much no adult scenes. The kids... Like, the first It was kind of to and from the adult and the kids parts in the TV miniseries. It had a lot of... well, it starts off with the adults, and then it had a lot of visions of the children, and then it kind of focused on the children with some, you know, flashbacks, you know, to and from. It was like present-time adults, kids... A lot of kids, more adults, kids, adults, adults. And it just went to and from. Even though the first part focused primarily on the kids, there was a lot of scenes with the adults in there. And this one had no adult... The remake of It had no adults at all. It was just the kids. It was fresh. You know, the names were the same. They changed a lot of things. Like when It first appears to the kids in the original, he appears in the book. In this one, they're watching in the garage on like a projector, and he starts like skipping. So they made a lot of good changes. Like they kept a lot of the classical sort of important parts there intact, and they also put their own little twist or refreshed some bits as well, which was amazing. It was fantastic. We never saw Its house in the original. The new one had Its house. Pet Sematary looks like it's exactly the same, apart from the kids in the forest, which wasn't in the original. But everything else, the Scalpel, the high school student, or the young man that dies, that the doctor couldn't save, that comes to him in visions and warns him about the pet cemetery, the old man next door or across the road, the busy road with the trucks. It looks like there's a funeral there that I saw, so the son must die and then he gets brought back. It looks like they're going to do it exactly the same, and that's what I'm fearing the most. And I think that's also when movies fail as well, when they can't bring something fresh to the table. Just have a look at the ones that were successful. They brought something new, they changed it up. Like, yes, they used the name, they had a few classical bits and pieces and details from the original films in the new ones, but there was a lot of differences as well, so it just keeps the audience on the edge of their seat. Bring something fresh, something classical. I think that's the trick. And I didn't even look at who directed this, but it appears that this isn't going to go in that direction, which is disappointing. They don't understand, the movie makers, the director, whoever made the decisions, and whoever was involved in the writing process. I don't think they get it, but I could be wrong. It could just be from what I've seen in the trailer. Maybe they've kept all those classical bits and there's a lot of fresh parts happening. Maybe they're going to do the ending completely differently. I don't know how they can do that though, because there aren't that many characters involved. It looks like it's exactly the same characters from the original film as far as the family members go, the guy down the street, and then the young man that ends up dying in hospital because the father couldn't save him. Where's it going to go? Like, I don't see them doing any new twists with this movie, but I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'm just an honest person. I hate to put a downer on this movie if you guys and girls were really looking forward to it. I'm just honest. I'm a little bit worried in the direction that it's going. Like I said, I really like remakes or reimaginings, reboots to bring a fresh take on a classic. But other than that, I'm a little bit worried, still going to watch it for sure, and I hope that I'm wrong. But in the meantime, I'm going to watch the originals again, do upload some reviews, and we'll lead up to this brand new remake. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Your dear old uncle is playing Red Dead Redemption 2 at the moment, so make sure you come back and check me out playing that on my channel. Also, Diablo 3, primary focus as always. Horror movies, definitely something that you're going to find here. All movie discussion and reviews, trailers as well. So anything that you want to see in particular, let me know in the comments, and I definitely will work my butt off to deliver that for you all. That's why your dear old uncle is an awesome guy, because whatever you want, you get. Until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful Halloween. I hope I see you all again just before Halloween with some more horror recommendations and updates. I love you all. Bye bye for now.